Hi there, I'm Joanna Orvalho, career and mindset coach, speaker, and best-selling author. And it's absolutely my pleasure to be here with you today to deliver this training, how to obtain career clarity with 3 simple steps. Okay, I'm sure that you are as excited as I am to get started. So let's just do it, shall we? I'm just going to be sharing my screen so I can share with you all the juicy details. So my promise to you today is that I'm going to show you how to define your true desires when it comes to your career and get the confidence you need to be able to pursue them, because without confidence, there's not a lot that you can do. So is this masterclass worth your time? Well, I've coached myself years ago from being a banker to become a career coach. And not only that, I've been coaching dozens of women for the past 4 years on how to define what career happiness means for them. Either it is a small promotion as a sideways move, or a big career change like opening their business, or maybe going to totally new field in a different industry. Okay, so I've kind of learned a thing or two, but it really works when it comes to define your next steps based on what brings you joy and fulfillment, i.e., based on what you want to do rather than what you can or you should be doing. So here are just a few comments from some of my clients, and you can see that I push them to new levels, they regain confidence, and they will build plans that were really meaningful and tangible plans based on what really they should be doing with their career to be happier, full stop, right? So you are in the right place if you feel you have outgrown your current job, you are so much better than your current position, you have been feeling unmotivated at work, but you're not sure how to turn your current situation into a happy one, you feel your career is in a rut and you're not sure the direction you should go from there, and you're sick and tired of talking about changing a career, and you're ready to do it and do it right, okay? Because this is the key. So really ask yourself, can you see yourself in these scenarios? You miss feeling the passionate you at work. So you've been looking around to see if anyone can simply tell you what you should be doing next. Maybe a mentor. You have started to send CVs randomly and feel a bit surprised no one has even called you back. Well, that happened to me, okay? When I was about to leave my banking career and I didn't know what I wanted to do, I started to send CVs for everything, really. I mean, in fairness, I couldn't even finish reading the job description because it was boring me to death, but I was still sending them. Surprise, surprise, no one even called me, because that's the way that life has to teach you. Like, this is not what you want, okay? So if you don't go on the easy way, it teaches you the hard way, and it just makes you feel really frustrated and no one's even calling you back. Or maybe you've searched online and found loads of motivational and inspiring stories about people who changed careers, but nothing seems to help you understand what you should actually be doing. I remember about doing all of this, and I also remember reading books, hugely inspirational. But once again, what is in it for me? Like, it's great that other people have changed their career and super, super happy, but how can I actually do it? So it's all about that, okay? So if you see yourself in these scenarios, I know this has only made you feel more frustrated, more lost, more confused, but don't worry, that's why I'm here, okay? I'm here to help you. So by the end of this training, I will show you how to define your own unique path with confidence on both your desires and what you need to do to achieve them. So here are a few lessons I've taken from my own career change journey that I'm sure will be hugely beneficial for you now that you're just about to start. So when you truly focus on what brings us joy, even more great things happen. Positivity attracts positivity. It's just the law of the universe. We should never judge ourselves. It's okay to have our own feelings and thoughts. Always remember this. You're going to hear me saying this quite a lot during the train. It is okay to have your own feelings and thoughts. So, so important. We shouldn't settle. We all came to this earth to be happy, and it's our purpose to find the happiness, okay? What that might look like in practice going to be hugely different from, from person to person. It's usually different for me than, and for that what it is for you. It's perfectly fine. But the goal is the same, to find happiness. And asking for help is a sign of strength and not a weakness. Okay. Now, you might be thinking, I'm a banker, okay, or maybe a different job title. It's as simple as that. This is all I know how to do, as I've perfected it over the years. But here's the thing. A caterpillar knows that it won't be a caterpillar forever. It turns into a cocoon and then into a beautiful butterfly. Change is a natural process and necessary to achieve your highest potential, really. So yes, it is scary, it is uncomfortable, but that's how you grow, okay? You need to leave your comfort zone, okay? And always remember, all those skills that you've been acquiring throughout these years that you've been working are transferable skills. They are skills that you can use no matter where you are, because really they are capabilities, like the capability of walking. You can walk everywhere. You don't just walk on the first place that you've taken your first steps, right? The same thing. You take the capability and you apply it to different industries, to different jobs, in totally different scenarios. But this is the exact same thing, okay? So never forget that, because it's hugely, hugely important. And now you might be thinking, well, but I have no clue what my dream job is. I simply never knew what I wanted to be. But when you were born, you couldn't walk and had never done it before. But you can walk now, right? It's the same thing. It's all about having the right intention and the right support, okay? You don't need a hobby they're going to turn into a career, or something that you do every weekend and then suddenly you're going to turn into a career. No, you don't need all of that. So if you don't have it, don't panic. It's absolutely fine. Because even if you do have it, chances are you're not going to be doing anything that is professionally related to that hobby, okay? It's all about going back to your core desires. Understand what it is that you really, really want to do, and then go from there. Don't worry, I'm going to teach you how. So I have a clear purpose and direction when it comes to my career. I know exactly what I want to do. This was the sentence I was craving when I was feeling really lost and demotivated. So my question is, do you want to say this out loud as well? But say like you mean it, say like it's true and you believe it, like you have a sense of purpose when it comes to your career. Okay, you have that sense of direction, because this is what my clients crave before we start working together. And by the end of it, they have a clear and tangible career plan to achieve success, know where to focus their energy to be happy at work, and regain a sense of purpose and control over their working life. So stick around, okay? Because you're going to be feeling pretty much better once you finish this training. So this training is based on my own signature program that's called Find Your Passion, that has 3 main pillars, okay? And the first one is understand what brings you joy and fulfillment. What is it that really makes you tick? So this is all about getting to know yourself a lot better. The second pillar is to define your career plan. So to get clear on what you want, remember, not what you can, not what you should, what you want, and define your short and long-term career goals with confidence. And then thirdly, to focus on you and overcoming your fears. Enhance the relationship with yourself so that you can boost your natural confidence, okay? So these are the 3 pillars of my program. Of course, this is a very short-term training, so you cannot focus on all of that, but we're going to be focusing on the first one, which is to understand what brings you joy and fulfillment, so you can start defining that step for yourself, okay? So let's dive into step number 1, okay, which is your first struggle, is why can't I just be content? Everyone around me seems to, and I earn a good salary. Well, once again, everyone else is not you, and you are entitled to your own feelings and thoughts, okay? So always remember to love and accept yourself unconditionally, okay? A little bit about how I've done that and what it has been looking like for me, because this used to be me, okay? I spent more than 2 years in total denial. Why was I feeling unhappy and demotivated if I was living the life I had envisioned for myself? I didn't seem to be able to focus on what I really wanted, because first I need to accept my own feelings. I needed to let go of my own bias that I had towards making a change and just accept what I was really, really craving. So this is your first step, is to really, really accept the way that you feel. And here's how you do it. You need to be honest with yourself and check in at the end of each day. Was it a good or a bad day? Okay. Ignore all the efforts that you've made to be where you are today. Yes, you did hear it right. It's the same cost. So the only way is forward. It's already, it's done, it's in the past. Let's move ahead, okay? Let's make sure that going forward, you are happy. That's the goal. And start identifying the buts in your speech. I'm not 100% happy at work, but I make a good living. Okay, that's the but. That's a fear there of not making enough money, of compromising a lifestyle. Or I wish I could do something else, but oh, I'm not sure I'm going to be good at it. Again, fear, imposter syndrome. Will you be good at doing something else? Yes, you will. Okay, if you love it and we have the skills, remember, transferable skills to do it, of course you'll be great at it. Okay, so once you know that, you know what's stopping you from accepting your own emotions. And why is this so important? Because without treating the cause, you end up just minimizing the symptoms. Okay, it's like when you go to the doctor. Let's imagine you had a pain in your hand. You go there and say, oh, like my hand really, really hurts. If the doctor doesn't examine it and just say, okay, fine, take some painkillers, all it's going to do, yes, it's going to take the pain away, but just for that period, for that small period while you're taking the pills. While if the doctor actually bothers to sit down and look at your hand, maybe he or she discovers that you have like a broken finger, so you can fix that. So you fix the cause of the pain, and once that's done, there's no more pain forever, right? So this is what we're doing here, is to accept the way that you feel, okay, so that you know what really is missing for you. Because once you've accepted the way you feel and you deep dive to understand why, you can move forward because you'll know what you're truly missing. So that's just step number one. Accept the way that you feel and understand why you feel that way. Okay? And now you might be struggling with, but how do I know what I like and what I want? If only you had a really big interest that you've known about since forever, right? Or if someone else, maybe like a mentor, could just tell you what to do. That's the easy road, right? If someone else telling you, yes, do that. That's easy. But at the same time, it makes you feel powerless because someone else is deciding for you. So this is not what we want. We want you to do, yes, the hard work, but to get all the power to define what is it that you should be doing based on what you want. That is the only sentence where I allow the word should, okay? Because this is all about what you want to do. So again, back to my own journey. Once I've accepted the way that I felt, it wasn't obvious what I wanted to do instead either, okay? I spent more than 1 year battling with the idea that I wasn't creative and couldn't open a business without a brilliant, innovative idea, okay? Why was I thinking that? Well, because I'm a huge fan of Shark Tank, or Dragon's Den, as it's called here in the UK, where you need to have this brilliant new product to go into the market, to be considered an investable entrepreneur, to be, considered really, really successful. So I watched that. I'm a big fan, and I've always wanted that idea. But again, I'm not creative. I couldn't come up with any ideas. But what happened in the process of contemplating different ideas was that I started to realize, what is it that I truly want to do with my career, with my professional life, in the same time, the things that I couldn't bear, right? So with this kind of process of elimination, my own unique path did start to take shape. Okay, so you can use that as well. If you don't know where to start from the positive, i.e. the things that you want, start by the things that you don't want, okay? And that will start to shed some light. So shed some light onto what? Into your core desires. And I love this picture because it truly illustrates how we really bury our core desires within all other ideas, expectations, realities that that we face every single day and throughout our lives. So I'm going to explain to you this picture, which is quite obvious, i.e. you are in the middle. Yes, you're the core, right? But what the other layers mean is that you have your core desires, but unfortunately, you almost lose track of those because you have other people's ideas, expectations, ways of living that you see, and then somehow you want to relate to it, okay? And this starts to influence the way that you think, the way they believe they should be doing, not the word should, okay? But also it starts to make, your core desires go almost being buried, so you don't listen and you don't see them anymore. And these layers are loads and loads of different layers. I just illustrated the key ones, which are, first of all, your family. Of course, maybe your parents have huge expectations for you. Maybe they don't, but just the way that they've done their professional lives, the way that they've built their careers will influence you, okay? Similarly, next layer, school and friends. Maybe at school you were, you were taught something. Maybe someone told you that you're great at something, or that great careers, they pay a lot of money, or they are really stable, are in this particular field. So this tends to influence you once again. And then obviously you have also your current career, third big layer, because what you've been doing so far will very heavily influence what you believe you should be doing next, okay? And then even more than that, the overall society. If you're working in banking, You have a good status associated with you, either we like it or not. Working banking, yes, okay. Sometimes for some people, it has some negative connectivity, people that don't like banks and all of that, but that's a small proportion. But it does have that status or some expectations that come with it, and we almost tend to believe that people kind of expect us to continue to do something similar. Well, we're just creating this inside of our own heads. This is not true. But what this means is that our core desires are there, but because of all these thoughts, ideas that other people share with us, the examples that we see through what we've been doing so far, all of it almost creates this noise around our core desires. So then we kind of lose track of them. Okay. And this is where we fail. So what my training is all about to help you is to get in touch with those core desires again. Because once you know what these are, you really set up for success because you know what you want to do and you just can go away and do it. Okay. So this is really it. You need to reconnect with yourself again. Okay. A very simple question. Okay. Answer to yourself. When have you been the happiest in your career? Have you even thought about that? Just a very simple one. Okay. So once you've identified the musts and the don'ts when it comes to your career, you'll have identified your core desires, as we were saying. Okay. So finding a job or a career that meets your desires is your own definition of success. Okay. This is really, really important because everyone's talking about success. What does it mean? Well, it's as simple as that. Identify your core desires, understand what you really is it that you want with your career. Then meet those needs, meet those desires. You have your own definition of success. Okay. So now the third step, which is your third struggle. I'm way too scared to even say what I really wish I could do out loud. Well, first of all, remember that you don't have to share anything with anyone until you feel ready. Okay. So I invite you to go to dreamland and think about all that you can become without the weight of the fear, in other words, without the weight of those barriers that we impose. Well, but will I earn enough money? But I have to start from scratch. But how do I even do it? Well, forget about that. Just focus on what is it that you would love to do. Okay. What is it that your heart is telling you that you want to do, that you should be doing? Okay. So to know that I wanted to be a coach and to actually become one were two completely different things. I mean, I was terrified, right? Would I make enough money? Would other people judge me? How do I even make it happen? What if I'm not good enough at coaching? Will I look silly online? And the list goes on and on and on. But what I've realized was that it was all within my head. I was making up all of these barriers because I didn't want to leave my comfort zone. These were simply not real. Okay. These were fears. And a fear is something that you create inside your own head. A fear is just a statement that you're used to think about it so much that now you believe is true. Okay. For instance, just because you feel scared that a spider will bite you, it doesn't mean it will. Big majority of the spiders don't actually bite if you put it on your hand. Well, I don't do it because I am scared of spiders. But I just got used of thinking that. So it's all about that. It's the same thing if you are, I'm going to go to an extreme. If you're scared of heights, okay, just because you go to a tall building, the world doesn't start spinning and you're not going to fall, right? You're not. And if you're not scared of height, you know that 100% for granted. But someone that is scared thinks that. Remember, they think that. It's a statement they get used of thinking. It's not real, okay? It's just their own thought, their own belief. So, and similarly, it's when you start school, you felt uncomfortable and scary as everything was unknown, but you've grown and you evolved and you even came to love it, right? Once you've allowed yourself to embark on the journey. So this is all about embark on the journey. Start with dreamland. Start figuring out what is it they would love to do, okay? And then only once you know that, then give some room to the fear so that you can definitely overcome them, okay? Because sometimes your own fears can even cloud your ability to see what you truly desire. So to be able to identify and overcome them is a must. So leaving your comfort zone is definitely scary. But once you've managed to overcome self-doubt, you're geared up to make your dreams a reality. Okay? So always remember that because it is truly amazing what you can achieve when you dedicate yourself to spend time with you. Okay? To get to know you, right? So these were your 3 steps. Let's recap them. First one, accept the way that you're feeling and understand why you're feeling the way that you are. Okay. This is your first step, step number 1. Step number 2, go back to your core desires. What is it that you really want to do deep down, okay? Really understand that, and then when you find a job and a career that meets those desires is your own definition of success. And then the third one is understanding your fears. Identify your fears so that you can overcome them. So accept the way that you feel and understand why, identify your core desires, and then identify your fears and overcome them. These are your 3 magical steps to define your next career step with confidence, okay? So your own fear talking right now. This all sounds amazing, but I don't have the time to focus on understanding what I really understand and what I really want, okay? Let me just ask you this. If you, let's say, you've broken your leg and your doctor told you the only way you can walk again is if you go to physical therapy, okay? Physiotherapy. If you go there, you can walk again, okay? What would you do? Would you say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have the time? Or would you make time? Because we all make time for things that are important, right? So is your happiness important or not? Okay. Now, I wish the second fear, I wish I could do something different, but I just can't afford it. Okay. Money, of course, is a really big thing when it comes to work because we only work to get money, of course. And I'm sure they've created like great lifestyle for you and not willing to jeopardize it. Totally get that, right? But if you don't even know what is it that you like to do, why do you assume that it's going to make less money? Okay. This is really illogical. And secondly, there's money to be earned everywhere. You look on the internet. Who are the millionaires? They're not bankers, right? They're working totally different industries. And there is money everywhere, everywhere, really. Look at Tiffany's, okay? Tiffany's has a paper clip that is made of gold, okay? Yes, and it costs £1,500. Yes, you heard me right. So this is to say, is the paperclip industry quite a cheap industry, no money to be made? Well, Tiffany is there to prove us wrong and to show us that money can definitely be made everywhere if you have the intention to do it. And all the intention is you want to do something, and one of the needs that it meets is your lifestyle. It's as simple as that, okay? And the third fear that might be popping up in your head right now is, how will I know if I will be truly happy in a new career job? Because yes, it's true. You cannot, do a job for a day and try it out. Yes, absolutely true. But reality is you'll know it once you know your core desires. Is when you go traveling, if you have a map of a brand new city that have never been before, because you have the map, you know all the streets, you know where you want to go. Are you scared of being lost? You're not, right? It's the same thing when you know your core desires. You have your own little map. Okay, so you know what you need to do to meet those desires. And when you find it, you'll know it. You'll know it for sure that it's the right thing for you. So let me ask you all of these questions, okay? If you had a broken leg, as I said, and you were only able to walk again if you went to physiotherapy, would you make the time for it? Just answer to yourself, yes or no. If you don't even know what else you'd like to do, why do you assume that it's paying less money? Okay, again, illogical, but answer this to yourself. If you went to a new city, but it had a full map of it, would you be scared of getting lost? Once again, really answer that. I really wanted to put these questions in front of you so you can really answer this for yourself, of course, okay? So you get clear on what you're really willing to do for your own career happiness. So it's really up to you. Who do you want to be? A happy and fulfilled woman who's truly passionate about what she does, or feeling like a lost soldier who embarked on a combat full of faith? Okay, you've climbed that career ladder, but now lost this sense of direction and belonging. You really want to continue in that space? And don't just take my word for it, okay? Here are a few examples from my clients of the things that are possible, okay? That this will happen for them, and it's totally possible for you. So Viviane was feeling trapped before she would start working with me. Her passion was marketing, but she had no clue how to transition from architecture. After working with me, she successfully transitioned and found my advice invaluable to feel confident and prepare her CV and interviews. Similarly, Jane, this is a client that doesn't want to disclaim her name, felt like her job didn't matter, but she shouldn't complain that she had been lucky, notice a lack of confidence to be a director in a big firm. So after working with me, she upskilled to her area of passion, climate change, and continues to apply my strategies in preparation for the next career step. And finally, Andrea missed her passionate self, but she wasn't willing to compromise her lifestyle. So she identified her passion was events management, and she wants to open her business in the medium to long term. And in the short term, she decided to just go for a totally different job, similar to what she's doing today. So that's the thing. We have the plan to achieve what is it that she really, really wants to do. Okay. So These are the 3 pillars of my program that helped my clients to achieve those results. 1, know and believe in yourself. Understand what the real problem is. We will spend time deep diving into your thoughts and feelings to truly know you, your surroundings, and your perceived barriers. Get clarity. We will work together to define with 100% clarity your dream job. We'll pinpoint all your career goals and create a tangible plan. And thirdly, we'll attract the perfect job. Mindset and confidence are absolutely key when it comes to be able to make your dreams come true, to make a change in your life. Okay, so we will use law of attraction and other momentum techniques like the more traditional career CVs, interview preparation, all of that, to overcome all your fears, because this is really, really important. So do you think this self-discovery journey could help you? I mean, imagine how amazing it is to feel excited and passionate about the work that you do. Have a sense of belonging and fulfillment again, and knowing what success looks like for you and be all geared up to achieve it. Okay, this is really, really amazing. So when I started to feel demotivated, I automatically started to feel lost and frustrated. I looked for answers around me on the internet, on books, but they simply weren't there. It was scary to think that I had to really spend time with myself to get to know the answers. Yes, it's definitely scary because it's outside our comfort zone. So I've delayed the decision, which made me feel even worse. So I don't want that for you, because negative feelings, if you don't treat them, they spread all of the areas of your life. Okay. So when I finally knew what I should be doing, oh wow, okay, it felt liberating. I finally had a sense of purpose again. I knew exactly what I should do, and that alone gave me back control of my life. And I've never been happier. And now you have that opportunity too, okay? I mean, as I see it, you have 3 options. You do nothing. You accept that a job is just a job, okay? It's not meant to be exciting after a while, and you continue to feel really unsatisfied and unhappy. The second option is you do it on your own. You use all the concepts I've taught you here today and go through months of trying to figure out what else you should be doing, what else you can be doing, and end up with something very similar of what you're doing today, because it's very naturally, your own mind has its own bias. It will lead you to focus on what you can do rather than what you want to do, okay? Or the third option is you make the decision to invest in yourself and define what truly makes you happy when it comes to your career. You get in the fast lane, and within 3 months, you'll have a clear, tangible, meaningful career plan in your hands, alongside all the practical and emotional tools you need to pursue your goals with confidence. You become the passionate you again. Okay, so what's going to be easier for you? Okay, this is what you have to decide. Decision time. Do you want to be the passionate you again? Do you want to feel happy and uplifted every day? You want to have a sense of belonging and feel successful? If you've answered yes to any of those questions, then I'm really, really happy that you're here with me today, because I have something that really want to share with you, and I hope that you do take advantage of it, which is a free call with me, okay? This is totally free, no strings attached call where both of us can deep dive into your own career and come up with a plan on how you can become happier at work, okay? We deep dive into the way that you're currently feeling, what's your biggest challenge, what's your limitation, and we'll see how can I personally help you, okay? This is your opportunity to get crystal clear on what you want to do next with your career and get the confidence to actually do it, okay? So now, this is not for you if you're still unsure if you'd like to take any action, okay? If you aren't fully committed to following through and pursue your dreams and goals, this is definitely not for you, okay? This is a masterclass offer and is an offer for you to start understanding how can I personally help you, okay? So these are very limited spaces in the next couple of weeks, okay? This is just a full hour that we're going to really deep dive into you, and I'm going to see how I can personally help you. Now, 2 things will help happen at the end of this call. One thing is we decide that actually we're not a good fit to work together, because either you're not ready to take action, or I'm not in the best position to help you out. If that's the case, that's perfectly fine. You know, that's not a biggie. At least you spent 1 hour speaking about you and your career. That's the most of it. Or the second option is actually we're a great fit to work together because I can truly help you to get there, to define your career goals, to define what makes you feel happy and fulfilled at work. And if that's the case, great, we start to work together. Okay. As I said, either way, it's a time for you to dedicate to your own career. So go and grab your call now. The link is there, bit.ly Joanna Orvalho, but it's also going to be in the email that I'm going to be sharing with you. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this training. It has been my pleasure to be here with you today. Let me just stop sharing my screen. I just wanted to say that I hope to connect with you on a personal level very soon. And it has been absolutely my pleasure to deliver this training to you. And I hope you've enjoyed it. And above all, I hope that you know what is possible for you and that you're ready to grab your career happiness. Okay, so bye for now. And I hope to connect with you again very soon. Bye.